Sup, shooters, my name is Logan, aka SPIDERHANDS, and today, for an SP Reviews, we're checking out some music from an artist named JayDubaz, or JayDubaz. And it's off of his album, which is titled Restart. And if we flick over to here, we're on his Bandcamp, where you can buy his digital album. Luckily, Bandcamp, as I understand it, allows you to be able to listen to the tracks in full before paying for it. So we're going to do that. We're going to listen to 6 of these tracks, and we're going to see what we think.
Hello, thank you for calling 1-800-DUBAZ. How may I help you today? Yo, it's been dry as fuck around here. We need a hit. Give us some shit to fucking bump, man. All right, thank you, sir. We'll put you through to line 1. Please stay on the line. Connecting you now. You can call collector, you can call and make a bet.
Wow.
Inhale toast, marijuana smoke, spit your game like you know. 1-800-DUBAZ, some tax fee, rewind and check the credit. JP Morgan, the Koch brothers, big money on the subreddit. They want us to give in, I look at them like just forget it. Making noises this year, guarantee you won't regret it. When you're making moves to come up, you know this shit gets hectic. But that's why we in it, going for glory, big dogs gotta
Holy crap.
Burnt life, my life used to look like shit. Till we press play on them songs and make cloud chases flip. Stereo 100, bumping Biggie Small, supersize the capital. We trying to buy it all. Me Whippo Tris came down to Landon. Planet Dubas.
Holy crap, dude.
You know that I'm the captain. Tennessee drop back 40 yards like we dropping bombs.
What an opener.
Quarter like Steve McNair, we going long. Looking back at hoes from school like fuck that shit, man, so long. Anti-socialist hell, so that's why I said fuck prom. I said one day my
What?
with the band. Then the hits start getting made, now we can't keep up with the demand. Paid my dues to the church, so it's safe to say I'm getting blessed. Diamond and crusted crosses.
Well, okay.
That's what Jesus meant. Holy shit, I'm on my shit and I don't think.
Let's just stop. I want to talk about this. First of all, as you've heard, the production is tight. The performance is tight. It's interesting. It's fun. But you already know this because you're hearing it.
It's ever stopping. Trying to own the whole world like Lex Luthor. Let's get it popping. Yeah. Let's get it popping.
I don't really want to review this. I want to sort of listen to it. How is this guy not huge? Is he?
But I'm so reckless, I'm exactly what rich people fear. I am not Jay-Z, I'm that young Jay to the Dubas. Respect to the God Holy, he's one of the greats that motivates us.
Is this how hard people are having to hustle these days to make it in the music industry? Because this guy sounds like he should be on top. So you got that theme being repeated, but there's so much happening in it with the orchestration and different instruments that you're just kind of listening to it to kind of catch up with what's happened whilst you're listening to the guy rap. You know what I mean? That is a really cool sort of drum fill in that second half of that, or that last quarter of it. The drum beats in particular are actually really dope. So that was 1-800-DUBAZ. What have we got? Roll the Dice remix. Got some sirens. Oh, sick. Reminds me of that Beyonce song. Beyonce Jay-Z song. It's obviously a different song. Ooh, that sub bass is tight. God, I can't handle this, dude. There's so much good hip hop and rap out there at the moment. The future is phenomenal. People are spoiled nowadays. Like when you hear people talking about, oh, there's no good new music nowadays, the old stuff. Nah, you just need to find it. And part of why I love this job is that I get told about this stuff. And I get to experience it firsthand, and it's a privilege, man. It's a blessing. You know, I love, it's not an overly complicated sort of, like in terms of the orchestra, like how everything's put together, there's no, it's not like the actual melodies of the individual, no, it's not like an individual instrument's performance is complicated. It's that there's this illustrious sort of wholeness to the way that everything is, it sounds when it's together and amalgamated, that is just really refreshing. I mean, I'm starting to get used to the way that he operates within this song, because he has got a sort of, he's got his own sort of style. I wonder, like, if JayDubaz produced this himself. I wonder, did he remix his own track? That's catchy, man. That's a catchy hook line. There's enough change in there that's subtle to make it really, even though, you know, these ideas are being repeated, they're slowly being developed throughout, and that's what kind of makes this, it's kind of the icing on the cake, you know what I mean? Because you don't get that sometimes. Sometimes people will just, they'll just have the same thing, you know, do it 2 or 3 times in a row, but they won't change anything. They'll just get the same sort of vocal performance, and it kind of becomes a bit samey, and then you're like, well, is this really what I want to be listening to? Because I'm not really getting the same buzz out of it, you know? I love the breathing sort of samples and stuff like that. It's so clever what people are doing with their sort of hip-hop and production these days. Is that a guitar, like a funk guitar strumming, kind of muted strumming or something like that? Is there distortion on those trumpets? Or the brass section? These days it might not, it might even be like a synth or something like that, you know? But whatever, man, Roll the Dice remix is another pretty solid one. 100 JayDubaz is still my favorite so far, but we'll see what Last Call 4:45 AM is like. This is very different. I mean, as you can tell, it's very different. But again, another beautiful.
I sit back, watch days pass as the cigarette burns. Netflix and chill, volume down with the channel turn. People ask what my life's like, I'm like none of your concern. I can teach you about being antisocial and sit and learn. See, when you come from the wood, you learn not to take
Ooh, that bass and kick, man.
Show's over, last call, now bartender wait. Clock out at 5 AM, repeat, now the rest can wait. I need a fucking getaway, that's why I always fucking skate. Going 60 miles an hour through life, call it a great escape. Only time I ever look back is if I make a great mistake. Third strike out like Street Fighter, smoke it till we get baked. The fact I can't give up is what I fucking really hate. Some artists ride my way, but I'm still developing in the wake. Poetic justice is justice, sitting on the roof chilling. Convicted for murder because all this fucking time we're killing. Last call.
He's such an interesting storyteller.
Last call.
You know, like he's got an understanding of how to set up a pretty sort of solid hook line chorus, and then he also knows exactly what he needs to do in between to reinforce the point.
slow motion like the Matrix. Revolutions all over TV. How the fuck they get paid for this? Meanwhile, I'm in
Nice little touch with doing the static on that TV.
LP feels staring up to the sky. Well, things don't never change, I can't never see why. But life's what you make of it. Fame comes at a steep price. Unless it's right and you wanna go ahead and roll the dice. Like I said back in May 2020, you can find it right. We go the distance despite being so omniscient. But still conflicted, ducking problems cause I'm not really with it. Last call stars out and then my phone calls. Texting depths and wondering if he'll even still pick up at all. I can't lie, I got his digits off the bathroom stall. Back of the bar smoking good until the night falls. Days changing, I don't until the snow falls. Cold as fuck, ready to put in work just to risk it all. The payout is 20-30, but I got a deal. 100 with the bullshit, fake smiles can keep it real. I'm classy, modest, honest, down to earth, and I stay fly. But trying to clip my wings is like trying to skate on thin ice.
I wonder how long JayDubaz has been rapping for. I wonder how long he's been producing for, because it doesn't seem like he's just started this 6 months to a year ago, you know? It seems like something that he's been doing for long enough for it to be just sort of like muscle memory for him, you know? It's a well-crafted sort of effort, all parts. Oh, We Global. Alright. Again, very different. I like this. That's a nice pad there. I think it makes it sound like it's... Kind of reminds me a little bit of Countdown. Final Countdown by Europe.
Hey, Cali son, better yet, we the hottest, yeah. Bad chicks and they don't act modest, yeah. Going for the victory, shit so flawless, yeah.
Okay, so I'm hearing sort of habits that he has with the way that he does his thing. I'm hearing patterns. There's a lot of difference with the music and how everything's put together, but he has his own style of vocalization which you can recognize throughout these tracks, which is obviously very important.
I guess they need a reminder how we fucking put it down. I put it down in the east, they bumping me in London, Southern Tennessee cat, got the girls in bass bumping. Phonies wanna hate because they know that we onto something. Came from the bottom, want mansions, cars, pull out stunting, getting left in the dust. Dollar signs of God we trust. Grand models from Sicily, hit us up for the buzz. I know that I'm your favorite topic when you're at brunch. Eat this up, we about to blow up, no lie, trust. Cali son, better yet, we the hottest, yeah. Bad chicks and they don't act modest, yeah. Going for the victory,
cool.
so flawless, yeah.
Dope. I'm just listening to the sort of the chord progression here. Nice, sick, solid. Oh, and that's good. It's good that there's that release of tension there to allow the sort of the tone of that synth kind of fill up the room left. You just these ideas are left at the right length to sort of avoid becoming stale.
Japan while we acting like some heathens, yeah, we fly high, get away on the weekends, beach party in Jamaica, back in USA, spring break weekend. You already know that we stay doing the most in. Jeep Cherokee got 3-wheel motion. I know we coming up and I'm not boasting, but you ought to sit back and let me tell you something. Cali son, better yet, we the hottest, yeah. Bad chicks and they don't act modest, yeah. Going for the victory, shit so flawless, yeah. We some rebels while we act so lawless, yeah. Cali son, better yet, we the hottest, yeah. Bad chicks and they don't act modest, yeah. Going for the victory, shit so flawless, yeah. We some rebels while we act so lawless, yeah. Cali son, better yet.
We Global sounds like a bit more of a safe track for him. You can hear more of an ABA sort of structure to it than the previous ones. It makes me wonder whether this was the attempt at a single or something like that. Then again, there is another couple of tracks to go. We might find a single in there. Again, really cool performance on the drums. I appreciate that. I wonder if the drums are electric or whether they're acoustic. Or both. Oceanside, track 5. I think someone told me this was like travel rap or something like that. Which it does kind of sound like. It does kind of sound like you can go on a journey with this, you know what I mean?
Let's go. Hey, we chillin' off the strip, I'm talking Oceanside. Yeah, we staying high up, I'm talking mile high. You know she drives me crazy.
Those 808s are annihilating the mix at the moment. Not necessarily in a bad way, but they're very prominent. Like if you had a car stereo system with subs in it, it would just be it'd just be vibrations for days, you know what I mean? And back to a hook line. I like that quiet little sort of arpeggio in the background, you know? It's really pretty. And it just goes to show you don't need a whole bunch of different channels doing different things to make a mix sound huge. Sometimes having 2 or 3 sort of key bits panned and sort of leveled in the right amount of the mix can make a track sound massive. You know what I mean? Me always where I'm at. Yeah, we chilling out the strip, I'm talking oceanside. Yeah, we staying high, yep, I'm talking mile high. You know she drives me crazy running through my cool little delay on the vocals as well. They're nice little touch. You can tell they really put some effort into the post-production, making sure that everything sounded the way that it needed to. Right emphasis on the right words. Cool. Hey. Man, I'm just not gangster enough to say shorty, like, I'm just not. I don't have that much swag, man, I can't do that. Alright, She Always Be There. Last track. Alright, what's happening?
Get on down, shorty. Hey, get on down, yeah. Now get on down, shorty. Hey, get down. She always be there. Yeah, no matter what I'm going through, you know she down to ride. She always be there. Yeah, hit me up, let's roll out, you know she down to ride. She always be there. Go. No matter what I'm going through, you know she down to ride. She always be there.
Alright, this is an interesting one.
Shorty last weekend, you know she down to ride. We on the texting on the gram, chillin' oceanside, safe fly. Gotta roll the best because we mile high, no lie. She the fucking baddest and she know why. Yeah, she already know how we kick it in the city. Yeah, she already. Yeah,
we're really loving the 808s in this half of the EP, aren't we? This is very similar to Oceanside in certain respects. She got me racing for that good. I'm talking straight Daytona. And then we got a hook. Hit me up, let's roll out, you know she down to ride. No matter what I'm going through, you know she down to ride. Hit me up, let's roll out, you know she down to ride. Yeah, now get on down, shorty. Now get on down, yeah. And got that filter on there to get rid of the bass before the 808s come in an X bed. Yep. It is a very simple song, isn't it? It seems like more of a playful track than anything like that. Alright, She Always Be There, man. I get you. She always be there. She always be there. She always be there. What an adventure this was. Alright. That is the 6 tracks of the 9 in the EP by JayDubaz or JayDubaz. I'm pretty sure it's Dubaz, JayDubaz. Titled Restart. With re in brackets. I think I really enjoyed the first half of this. I think I was getting used to the way that he operated and the way that he put things together, and it was very engaging. it was almost a very intense experience because everything kind of came at me at once. And I feel like a lot of the energy has been put especially into like the Y100 and the Last Call and stuff like that. And We Global, I can tell a fair bit of love's been put into We Global as well. And Oceanside and She Always Be There are definitely the more laid back kind of tracks. To me, it seems like there's a whole lot of energy and rambunction in the first half of what we listened to today. And then it kind of gets more into the kind of beachside kind of stuff happening with Oceanside and She Always Be There, which I think is fine. It's good to have variety in an EP. I would want to have more time with this to listen through it to really get a feel for how the structure of this kind of whole entire EP goes, or this album, sorry. Because I'm incredibly impressed with everything to do with this album. I think it's been a stellar effort. And as I think I said before, if this is the level of effort and polish that you need to even be somewhat decent in the industry, then I think that's fantastic. And JayDubaz has made it, whether he is doing everything or even just his performance as a rapper and a sort of a vocalist. Both are respectable. I would be incredibly impressed if he was responsible for literally everything. Like if he didn't have a producer. And I don't really know what else more to say about it. It's just usually I would try and reserve some constructive criticism, but when you've got an album, you have to be careful because sometimes the direction of an album is done on purpose. So it becomes subjective. It's not like I could go, oh, that drum was too loud. Oh, there was a horrible ringing sound in that sort of synth, because it just wasn't. Because we're at a point now with artists like JayDubaz where that amateur hour stuff's just been knocked off, and you've got someone who is incredibly polished and just can get into the studio and look at all the stuff he's been releasing. Look at all the stuff he's been releasing. He's been really busy. And no wonder he sounds like this if he's been busy, because he's had a heck of a lot of practice. I wish the best for JayDubaz in future, man. I think that he's got a future in the industry if he doesn't already. I wish him the best of luck, because it's music like his that if that's the level required, like if that's the average level that has been put in by music producers in general, then music in the future is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be incredible. I mean, there's always a risk of a hedonic adaptation where people just get used to this being the norm, but there's actually an incredible amount of work involved in this. You know, as someone who's studied production myself, who knows a fair bit about music from having studied and taught and done all sorts of stuff, music for the last 17 years, I can recognize the incredible effort that's been put into this, and it's really impressive. And yeah, it's cool. I'm really, as you can probably tell, I've been moving house, so I'm incredibly tired at the moment. But probably tomorrow, or while I'm moving the rest of the stuff to the new place, I'll have a look at more of JayDubaz's stuff. But thank you very much for checking out this review. This is my album review of JayDubaz's album Restart. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you like the music. And if you did like the music, please go support JayDubaz on Bandcamp, because it's only $10 for this album, and you can put it wherever you want. It's great. And he's putting out more stuff. There's heaps for you to check out. Have a great day. Stay cool, stay safe. Please remember to support your local musicians, not just JayDubaz, but the ones that you know and stuff. Because it's a bit of a crazy time with everything happening. You know, the lockdowns, cancelling gigs and shows and stuff like that. You know. And yeah, I'll catch you later on. See you later. SPIDERHANDS out.